Hello Sim Racers and welcome to Friday live stream. Tonight we will be practicing heavy practice, one of the last probably or maybe even the last practice session, long practice session for Sunday charity event. Now this is important. Sunday starting around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, somewhere around that. More information tomorrow. So 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Central European time. Sunday, 12th September, we have our great charity event supporting the Greek firefighters volunteers. As you know, Greece has been hit by extreme wildfires this summer. The state is, in what situation. There is no support, there is no money, so we want to raise awareness together with the biggest sim racing championship in Greece, Formula One Action, and together with Dimitris Bizas, who is a famous journalist, motorsport journalist in Greece. And we want to raise awareness by doing this great charity event for our endurance race on Sunday. There are a lot of great YouTubers helping and participating. We have practically almost finished the places. I think there are still just one or two places on the grid. So if you want to participate, this is your last chance. In about an hour, the form will be closed. We won't be accepting any more people, any more teams. They are going to be 40 teams, 40 cars on the grid, 2 drivers per team. How you can participate, click on the description of my video. You will find all the information about how to join the Discord Formula One Action server, how to join and where to fill up the form to participate if you want to, where to find the YouTube channel from Formula One Action, which is going to be live broadcasting in Greek, of course, and English as well, and probably even more languages. I'm not sure about that. I will be live streaming. Zardier is participating and he will be live streaming. Dalkin will be participating and he will be live streaming as well. Many other people will be participating and live streaming as well. So make sure to join up, give your support. The PayPal, again, I remind you guys, very important, GoFundMe is not supporting Greek accounts, so we had to gather all the money through the Formula One Action PayPal. Now, Formula One Action PayPal is trusted. You can safely go there and do your donations. We are very, very grateful for any support you can give us, and all the money will go to the not any government organization, but to the volunteers. Those people are volunteering, helping all the firefighters, and they are doing an amazing job. They are really saving lives, they are saving the ecosystem, they are saving the animals, they are doing amazing job. So please help them, please give them your support. It is greatly appreciated. So hello everybody in the chat. I know that in the description today on the links I said that Dimitris Bizas will be here with us talking about the event. Unfortunately, just on the last moment, he had to tell me that he couldn't join the live stream. That is why it is live stream. Why is that? Because this weekend in Greece we have the Acropolis rally, and of course he has to write down articles about it. And he just learned that they needed an article by tomorrow morning, early in the morning, or possibly tonight. So he's writing a new article about Acropolis. So hopefully tomorrow we will have some news by him telling us how he will be following the whole charity event. And of course, on Sunday, he will be here with us for more than 4 hours, taking care of everything regarding the charity event. We will have interviews. We will have interviews with real pilots. Alex Fontana will be with us, you know, the GT3 driver, which, by the way, he is leading the silver championship in SRO. Great. So we will have so many people. I hope, and I'm actually confident that it's going to be a great event. And most importantly, we're going to have fun. This is the most important thing. This is not about competition as much. This is not about performance. Although the grid has some amazingly fast drivers, I honestly don't know what I'm doing here, and I'm pushing myself to go over my limits and get as better as possible in order to give you guys some good racing, consistent lap times as usual. And yeah, that's the most important thing. Having fun, having some great racing and duels, and be as clean racing as possible. So without further ado, yeah, let's again, I remind you, click on my description, follow the links, find the Formula 1 Action Discord channel, go into my Discord server. You will also find information there as well. And let's go and have some fun and practice tonight. Hello everybody in the chat. So many people already. Thank you for joining. I hope to see much more from you on Sunday night. So, as you know, we will be driving the Mercedes Evo, and it is a hard car to drive here at Nürburgring, but we are pushing the car. Manos Gerardis will not be joining me also this night. He will be back on Sunday, but he's putting some amazing lap times. He will do the qualifying. We are confident we can be quite high on the grid with his qualifying time, and possibly he will do the first stint. Maybe we will double stint, each of us. And it's all up to me then to be able to maintain the position, to defend myself, to be consistent, and, you know, work on my consistency. So because of that, tonight I have already done, but I want to do another 1 hour stint tonight with our setup and see how I am dealing with. We had a very good setup, but we are now trying something a tiny little bit more aggressive. Hopefully it will work, so let me load it up. This is the one. We want to go and try with EcuMap 1 and more fuel and see what we can do with this. We will need to run almost full fuel here, and we're going to try something stiffer, like that. Hello Omega, γεια σου Andrea. Hello guys, hi Linda. Hello Tony. Κάνανε στο Σύνταγμα την ειδική. So yeah, they did on the first spectacle of the Rally Acropolis. It is very important. The Rally Acropolis is really a great event for Greece. So it's good to hear good news from that. All right, so let's go in and start doing some laps. So the first laps. Now, hello RWB Charger. Great championship, by the way, guys. Go on their Discord channel. Follow also their YouTube channel. Very good people. Great racing. Hi, Nelsinho. All right, so let's do some laps today. And hello, Sasquatch. Portland. Wow. What time is it over there? No, it's afternoon, right? So let's do. Actually, no, I have to change the audio because I closed it completely. Okay, that should be good now. You should also listen to it. Okay. So yeah, let's go. One p.m. Cool. So this setup now, it is very good with light fuel and used tires, but it was giving me a little bit of trouble with full fuel and fresh tires. The front end was a little bit too pointy, but let's see what we can do. As usual, yes, we did the setup and everything, but the most important thing here again is the driving. By insisting on the same setup and pushing myself to, you know, make better lines and everything, I've been getting better and better and better in my lap time. So yeah, hey, thank you so much, Sasquatch, really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm sorry, tell your wife I'm really sorry about that. Whoop. Reading the chat right at the Schumacher. Chicane is not the best thing. Hello, Yorgos. Let me check. Return to the... Thank you so much, Yorgos. Okay, let me go back to the setup and get fresh tires. That should be it. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, concentration time maybe. Καλησπέρα, Σωτήρη. I mean, the grid is freakishly fast. I'm watching and seeing some lap times that are completely out of my reach. I hope most of those lap times are, you know, qualifying or semi-qualifying, because if there are race trim lap times, then I'm really fucked. Not exactly Samba, because on those cars the turbo pressure and the performance of the car are based on the lambda sensor, which obviously measures the air density and oxygen supply, and accordingly they are, you know, modifying the pressures to counter this, and so that means that you know, natural aspirated engines and turbo engines can still be, you know, equivalent in terms of performance. This is also why in extreme conditions like on Kyalami with a very, very high altitude, you don't see the turbo cars having tons of advantage, because otherwise they would just win hands down without problems. So it is taken care automatically now with the modern lambda sensors and ECU computers. Now obviously, I mean, the natural aspirated cars are losing performance, but the turbo cars as well are losing performance. So their absolute pressure is going down in a similar way. Stint time, I think so. There are information on the Formula One Action Discord channel, which I do invite you to join, because there will also be sorry, there will be also briefing before the race, which is important. But I can tell you that practically there are 3 obligatory pit stop with tire change, and the maximum stint for the drivers is I think 2 hours and 10 minutes, so it's like 65 minutes per stint, something like that. Maybe later I can show you the information directly from the Discord channel so that you can have a look at that. Pressures are coming up. I still have to work a little bit on my pressures. Oh, what was that? Yeah, I will do. Let me know after I finish this practice stint. If I forget, remind me so I can connect into the Discord channel and show you. Obviously, if you want to do it yourself, on the description you will find all the links necessary. Our car reacts pretty well. Need to be a little bit careful with the steering wheel inputs. Other than that, just needs some extra concentrations, but you know, the level is high. See, if you overdo it, the rear end rotates around and makes you lose time. 55.3, that's pretty good for me.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Over there. To be careful not ride that curb on the inside because it rotates the car, and I'm losing tons of, I mean, I've lost 0.2 of a second. Look at that. Could have going to 55 flat. Καλησπέρα, Christian. Tony, let me check what you're writing. Difficult to check right now what you're writing, guys. Lots of text and lots of turns here. So how important is fuel? Fuel is very important. 10 liters is already you start feeling things differently. Extremely important, the fuel load. 5 liters not so much, but 10 liters the most sensible drivers start to feel differences. I mean, for qualifying team, 5 liters are already important for them. Not for me. Chris Space says, no, you are a Kunos dev. Oh, so many turns. Do I what? I didn't got your question, if you want to repeat it. Do I play other sims not made by Kunos? I do try occasionally other sims to see at what level they stand. I try to inform myself of what problems they might have or what good things are doing. But I don't play them in consistently and you know, in races and so on. To be honest, if there was a sim that, for my preferences, had a better driving, I would probably play that more. But I'm very happy with what we're doing, modesty apart, and so I don't feel the need, you know, to change. Aris, I have noticed you're using closer ducts to working temperature. I don't remember exactly. I remember by memory that after around 550 they start to lose some performance, and around after 700 they go into fade, and the lower the number is, so pad 1, the more aggressive they will go into fade and the more performance they will lose after the initial peak, and the peak is more narrow. Pad 2, wider peak, less performance. Pad 3, even wider and even less performance. Καθηγητής Ιωταχή. Devi entrare nel server Discord di Formula One Action. Lì penso trovi tutto il necessario. Però penso di sì, se trovi... Ah, ok, o Sotiri sì, put in private, ok.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, Chris, that's about correct. 1 liter is 0.75 kilos. Ah, very bad braking here. I mean, I'm not driving very focused right now because I'm answering the questions, but I can still feel the car good, and I'm not losing that much time, even though I'm driving badly. A good correction over there, and the car didn't did any strange things. Yeah, look how much I gained over that turn. I still have plenty of time to find. No worries, Tony, that's why we're here. Obviously, now I am practicing so I can answer the questions. On Sunday, I will try to be a little bit more focused, so I won't be able to answer that much questions. Very good. Let's see if we can gain some here. Yeah, that's how you do it. Look at that. That's already with 9 laps.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
Haha, Leonard. Yeah, a little bit of oversteer there. I'm losing some time now. Yeah. Good. Still lapping in 55 though.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Yeah, for the level of this grid is bad pace, but for my level is not bad at all. But I will have to try and take it even lower. Oh, it's getting darker. Aha, Otto. I'm entering in the phase of the stint where the tires are now down in grip, but the car is not light yet, and so this is where I'm suffering with pace. at some point around 30-35 minutes on the stint. The tires obviously are still low on grip, but the car starts to become much lighter and you get back to have some extra performance, which is cool. But right now it's suffering, it's still heavy, and you need to try to work with the tires and whatever grip they have, and you're sliding around a little bit. So there are places where you're gaining a tiny bit and places where you are losing, like here. Hey Lorenzo, thank you for the follow. Oh, that was risky. Everybody has trouble with T4, but most importantly troubles with T10 here.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Erudzitis, yeah, I hope so, mate. I hope so. Hope we can give a good spectacle. Oh, we had a joint lag. Hello, Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo guys are running with a real Alfa Romeo, I think 155. I don't know exactly in what type of championship, but on our Discord channel they've posted some amazing photos, really great stuff. Yeah. Oh, bad lap time, bad lap time. Let's see if we can raise up a little bit the pace. The stint duration is around 65 minutes. I don't think I need to use map 2. We are on the limit, but we can do it with map 1. But it's not that, I mean, we might use map 2 in the end, because you can get less fuel, and so occasionally it might be a good thing to do. We'll see. What am I focusing to improve my performance? My main focus is always muscle memory, so laps after laps after laps, so I can get consistent. When I'm consistent on a track like this, I mean, you can see now that I'm reading the chat, replying all your questions, and still doing decent lap times, right? What this means, actually? This means that I can be consistent, and most of my driving is done automatically, you know? I don't have to think about getting the correct lines and applying the correct amount of acceleration or braking, okay? Once you have this on yourself, this means that your brain, so if I stop reading the chat, for example, your brain is free to take care of details. And the more details you can take care of, the faster you go, and so your performance is improving. So even though, you know, I do like to change the setup, I do like to try different things, and as everybody, I mean, it's enjoyable, it's the part of the fun of sim racing, right? The main thing that makes me go faster, speaking for myself, is putting my ass down like that and doing a full 1 hour stint. If I manage to do 2 full hour stint, you know, even though, for example, my lap time right now might not be good, I just keep driving. I want to finish at least a half an hour stint complete, okay? That is what creates, you go to sleep and the day after you have lots of muscle memory. Your brain knows exactly what to do in pretty much any situation. And then when you say, okay, now I will try to go faster, you can focus on the small details. Because otherwise, everything is a small detail and you cannot focus well enough. So this is what makes me faster, personally. And I've seen that by, you know, teaching people and so on. It works pretty much for everybody. Some people are okay with just, you know, 10 minutes of stint or half an hour stint. Some people need 5 days of stints. I see that if I manage to do at least 2 to 3 stints, each of 1 hour, that makes me much faster and consistent. And when I decide to focus, I gain lap time. It's true. Zardier is acting differently, but when under pressure, I have seen him, you know, stop talking and trying to focus more. So in the end, I mean, a little bit differently, but it works similarly with everybody.
Slow car ahead.
Another thing that, you know, doing this kind of stints helps is that you don't try too hard. When you are trying too hard, usually you're making mistakes. This kind of stints teach you to be consistent and not trying too hard. You need to be smooth, precise, work hard where you need to, but not trying too hard, not trying to, you know, go down deep to every braking zone, not trying to accelerate hard and rotate the car with acceleration. the smoother you are with inputs and more precise, the faster you get. The Nissan is not everywhere competitive. There are some tracks that the Nissan is very competitive, but unfortunately on some of the European tracks is not as competitive as say you know, a Ferrari or a Mercedes or an Audi. But sorry, with the latest updates we did a couple of months ago, the competitiveness of the Nissan has been raised, and it should be quite good. On some tracks it got downright win, and on other tracks can still defend itself quite nicely. So yeah. Hello, Wi-Fi. Misano should be better now, and Zolder as well. Look at that lap time going down. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, Filippo. Ah, the old GTR. Yeah, the Nürburgring is really nice.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
Whoop. Someone died there. The power of the pineapple. Very interesting lap times now, with half fuel tank, less than half fuel tank. 90 laps, looking good. Do I change driving style from car to car? Yes, definitely. To the point, of course, that my talent permits, but yes, as much as I can, I do this. Yeah, well, you know, one of the things I have to do for living, you know, is that I need to be very flexible on the cars that I drive, and I need to be able to do consistent and similar lap times with any car, and that's what permits me to develop all the cars and have an idea of the lap times that the cars do. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not having a favorite driving style, but if I push myself, I can do pretty much similar lap times if the cars are, you know, equal, with completely different car configurations. No, Dimitris, there's no way. Ooh. Yeah. No, it's not. So Marble asks if I do make the physics of all cars by myself, and if that is a disadvantage in terms of being objective. Yes, I do make the physics of all cars. I do make the physics of everything Kunos does. All cars, everything. And honestly, I don't believe this is a disadvantage, because you do need to have, you know, a specific idea of what every car does. Now, obviously, I do agree that if you cannot handle a car, then you'll have issues probably making the physics. But, you know, through the years, I've taught myself to jump from one car to the other, from one physics to the other, even during the same day, and still be relatively consistent and objective about what the car is doing. Real life experience also helps with that, and luckily I've been very blessed, as they say, in my life to drive many different cars on track, and then just gives you a good idea of what to expect from each different car. Would have been better if we were more people doing the physics. Honestly, I don't know. Probably my life would be a little bit easier having less to work with, but maybe I would be more confused, and I don't know, after all these many years doing practically some thousands of cars, I don't see how this could work better right now, but you know, never say never. And you know, the older you get, the difficult it gets. Hey Clinton, thanks mate for following. No, actually developing cars for, Edward Sicily asks if developing AC cars was more difficult compared to ACC. Not really, because, I mean, yes and no. I can tell you that the physics engine on ACC now is more demanding. It needs more from myself in terms of testing and being more accurate and inputting even more data than before. So from that point of view, is more difficult. On the other hand, as you said, ACC had lots of different cars. It had even more difficult cars to make sure that they work, like the hybrid Formula 1s, the hybrid LMP1 cars, the hypercars, the road hypercars were extremely difficult with very advanced electronic systems. So from that point of view, there was more research in some situations with things that we didn't know. But I don't know, all in all, I think ACC now is even more difficult because, you know, the level of simulation goes up and up and up, and the better you go into simulation, it means you have to deal with more fine details which you either don't know or they are difficult to find out and understand what you're doing correctly and what you're doing wrongly. So yeah, it takes even more concentration sometimes. Yeah, Power and Glory was a big chapter of my life. Where do I start? With data. I try to gather as much data as I can from the car. Measurements, telemetries, homologation papers, all that stuff. And then I start to input all the data that I have into the physics engine, because this is extremely important. The data you get, and you know that they are, you know, actually real data, is what gives you reference points in your physics, because those data should never be changed. If I know, for example, that the car has, I don't know, 2.7 meters of wheelbase, I will never change that wheelbase in order to make the car behave better. This goes in, and that's it, right? And we're not talking just for trivial data like that, but even for suspension geometries, aerodynamics, gearbox, power, all that stuff. Die differentials, all the stuff are data that you can find. So if you have those data, you put them in, you never touch them again, you do not change anything at all. And then you try to understand from all the data that you don't have, okay, or that you don't know exactly how they behave, tires, aerodynamics, stuff like that, chassis flex, electronics, stuff like that. You try to understand if there is a range of freedom so that you can play with those values a little bit up and down, not crazy values, but in the range that you know that it is realistic, in order to make the car more close to what you see on the telemetry, on the videos, on the onboards, on the feedback that the drivers gives you, on the feedback that the engineers gives you, and so on. So this is how we do it mainly. Yeah, I do have Power and Glory installed on my PC. If you want to discuss more with a bottle of wine or beer, both of them are greatly appreciated, and come and meet me on the Sim Expo. I will be on the Sim Expo next week. Certainly on Saturday I will spend a lot of time around the booths of Sim Expo on Saturday, because the actual Nordschleife will be closed, so I won't be able to lap. And then on Sunday you will probably find me on the parking lot of the Nordschleife. Sim Expo at the Nürburgring. Nürburgring Arena. I'm really driving badly now. Oh, Alfredo is here. Yeah, hi Alfredo, I can see him. In the grid, lapping. Woo. I mean, guys, again, I highly advise you that, you know, if you are at the Sim Expo and you see me around, don't be shy. I am there specifically to meet people, to talk, to have some fun together. So don't be shy and, you know, say hi. Let's have some chat together. I've seen many people in the past years, you know, finding me on the chat afterwards and saying, yeah, I saw you, but I was shy, I didn't want to disturb. No disturbance at all. I'm there specifically to talk to people and have some fun together with sim racers, like everybody else. Worst case scenario, you will see me talking with somebody, and I will tell you that we can talk in a later time. But no hard feelings at all. Alfredo, here he is. Move, move, move. The big Bentley.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, it would be nice if you could stop that bot. Where is he? Ah, here he is. Let's see if I can pull away from him, even with used tires. Ah, come on, Aris. Thank you, CC, always there. Always great. Best mod ever. Oh! Το ρίχτω! Yes! Woohoo! Aerobit intensifies. Like me, spin the like button right now and subscribe. Remember, I don't do clickbait. I don't do not skippable ads.
Clear on the right.
So the algorithm doesn't always like that. So if you want to make sure to not miss things like this, you have to like and subscribe. Let's go, Cats Alfredo. Yeah, my tire pressures are gone because I hit that left front tire a lot into that drift. And they are also very, very consumed now, so when the tires are consumed they generate less heat because there is less material simulated as well. So towards the end of your stint you always lose something around 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 psi, depending on how you're doing. I do lean, but obviously Dalking is the master of leaning, and that's why he's so much faster than me. Need to concentrate better, not driving very well. That Bentley is following me really closely right now. Ah, very bad line. Oof. Go up by 1 on the traction control. Might be better for me. Good night, Gob. Pressures are going really down. What is the temperature right now? 18. Not that different. Just that the tires are simply worn out. I don't know, Wolf. Hit the description on my channel now, on this video, and go into the forum and try to register your team. Or go directly into the Formula 1 Action Discord channel and ask the guys directly there if there is still space. But it's, I believe it's 10 minutes past midnight in Greece, and the forum and the forum is now closed, probably. Not sure about that.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
There are 40 spots on the server. I don't know if they will add a couple of, more, or 5 or something like this. Might be if we have too much request, but I don't know. You have to ask the guys at Formula 1 Action Discord server. Oh, we have a true alien. Wow, another one. Please don't sign up. Of course, I'm kidding. Please do. Just have mercy for the developer when you are going to lap me. Yes, drink. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, fellow Mercedes. Ah, thank you, mate.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Although I would have enjoyed a little bit of a duel. Yeah, the rear tires are starting to slide around now. But I'm way over my stint time, so I'm more than 65 minutes now. Did 32 laps. Hey, 8-bit evolution, thanks for the follow. Take care, Wi-Fi. Thanks for joining. Yeah, as predicted, the Nürburgring the performance takes a hit as you wear down your tires. Oh, I'm alone. Have 2 more laps to do, or 1, possibly 1. Oh, what are you doing?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
My pedals are moving around. Ooh. The pedals, what happened? Okay, got you. Okay. Oop. Going. Ooh. Hello, Reverend. Let's try to make a good pit stop because until now I've never done a decent pit stop. This car has a big nose, so I need to brake sooner. Oof. Yep. Just doesn't stop as well. Thanks, Reverend. Thank you so much. Alright, so that wasn't that bad of a stint. As usual, we knew that we were gonna lose some performance at the end of the stint. That's typical here for us, at least for this car, or for our driving, or for our setup, whatever. What are the lap times here? Oh, looking good. So I can match Alfredo's lap time. Let's see what he's doing. So 52, 54, 58, 54, 54. Ah, he did quite some 54s here. That's pretty cool. Cardinale is lapping in. Huh. That's strange here. Doesn't seem that fast. In race. I have no idea about that, Digivirus. No idea. Whew. It's hot today. Alright, so hello RDG. So what are we doing now? What should I do? The setup is not bad. We do have that issue that in this time of the day we are going to lose some. But again, I mean, we started at 90 degrees and we ended at 18 degrees. And we've lost all that pressure. So it's not like we can do a lot about that. Let me check something. Let me check. First of all, we could close that. Let me check the Motec and see what kind of brake pressures we are having. So where are the brake pressures? Wheel speed, driver, brake temperatures actually. I don't have that, but I can get it. So if I go here, channel, where am I? I think here. Yeah, Monte, I do all the physics. So what I want to do here is add the brake pressures. Yeah, they are too low here, so I need to put it elsewhere. So remove tunnel here and remove tunnel here. Alright, so let's remove. Oops. Okay, brake temp is here, and we now also want the rear one. I won't take. What is the rear one that I added? No, this one, the rear one. Alright, so brake temp left front and brake temp left rear. So what do we have here? We have peaks of 650, which means that at the front we cannot close the brake ducts anymore because it's going to be risky for fading. We don't want that. No, Monty, I am not discussing ever news or things that are under development. I always have to respect our contracts, licensing stuff, and lawyers and so much stuff. So for all this kind of news, you have to follow the official channels: Facebook, Twitter, forum, website, whatever. This is where you're gonna get the news always and before anything else. This is where we post the news. You will never get the news from a developer or a manager or whatever. Do I have issues with my aircraft getting too warm due to the heat? I had in the past, not that much now, because here it rarely, where I am right now, it rarely goes over 29 degrees, which is a little bit hot, but the the fishes I have in, they can start it without big issues. Pad 3, no, you cannot use Pad 3 because they have less performance than Pad 2, so you don't use Pad 3. You use them only for extremely wet conditions and constant wet conditions. But I do see that the rear is at 360 at the most, 370 at the most. So we could go up at the rear, so we could close the brake ducts at the rear. And you might think, okay, Aris, why do you want to close the brake ducts at the rear even more? If I close the brake ducts, it will mean that the lowest temperature of the brakes, it will be a bit higher than 200 degrees, and the higher will always will as well be higher, but it won't go into fading. It will go up to something like 450, something like that. Now, if I manage to gain 100 degrees higher temperature at the rear from the brakes, I might get maybe 5 degrees higher temperature at the rear tires as well. And most importantly, it might be more consistent, the higher temperature at the rear, which means that even when the tires will generate less heat, they will get more heat from the brakes, and maybe I won't have as big of a pressure imbalance from fresh tires to new tires, to old tires, to worn out tires. Because as I said, as the tires get worn, they have less material, and less material, they mean that they generate less heat. But if you bring more heat from the tires, then maybe the temperature of the rear tires will be more consistent during the lap, and that will keep also the pressures, because temperature and pressures are going up and down together. So that might keep our rear pressures even better. So let's see what is going to happen. So yeah, I'm gonna try that actually and see if I can gain something. It should be pretty easy to go over here, put this to 1. And just have a lap with the old tires. By the way, yeah, there is an imbalance front and rear. Just have some laps here. Let's put back again to something like 50 laps, just a couple of laps to heat up everything and see how they are, how they compare in terms of pressure. It's not quantum physics, it's real life physics. If you try to keep the temperature more consistent, obviously you'll have also the pressure more consistent. So it's a theory, we have to see if it works. Ulysses, I just drank almost all my water here from the bottle. I'll have to open the second one. But yes, thank you for thinking about that.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I'll try to heat up the tires again. Yeah, the night driving is... I'm not so good at night driving, but it's always so cool to watch. So the pressures are going up to 27.4, not that bad. Keep rising.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Car feels good. I remind you that I'm using used tires now, very worn out. Pressures are definitely higher at the rear. We have to check and see what will happen with full fuel load and fresh tires. Might be a bit too much, so we will have to find a compromise. Oh, they're going up to 27.8. It's quite a bit. Hervé, yes, usually you have to have them almost identical. Oh, that's quite a bit hot at the rear. So I suppose that with new tires and full fuel load, it's gonna be over pressure. We will have to lower the pressure a little bit. But I'm interested more in the difference. Oh, 21, 28.1. Another lap. See if they balance out at 28.1. Yes, the brake balance as well affects braking temps. Yeah, so we are at 28.1 at the rear, more or less. Nope. Okay, 28.1. So that makes sense. Let me check on the telemetry what are our new brake temperatures. Alright, so we were something like this here. Now we are not that much higher. No, actually no, wait. This is yes, here we are. So the white line here is the new brake tacks, which are closer. You can see that we've gained more or less 100 degrees of temperature, but as well 100 degrees, even more actually than 100 degrees on in the straights. So it should maintain the rear tires at a higher temperature and possibly more consistent pressures, maybe. So let's see. Let's go back here. We said that we are around 28.1. I want to put fresh tires and the full fuel load, do again 4 laps and see how much we are overheating, so I can then go down. No, what this should be. Alright, 4 laps to see at what tire pressures we are going to stabilize now. I'm guessing something like 28.6. If we do something like 28.4, that would be really good. Let's go up with the brake balance as usual. Big banana. It goes a big banana. Affirmative. Confirmed. Yeah, so much more grip now.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Whoa. Pressures are rising. Oh, hope I didn't. No, it seems that I haven't lost any pressure at the rear. Come on, let's concentrate a little bit. We can do it. Okay, we're up to 28 now. To 8.2. Let's push a little bit on this lap. We don't want to go over 650. To 8.3. That's very encouraging. If we can stay at that pressure, it's very good. To 8.4. Yeah, I don't care right now if the lap time is valid or not. I'm pushing and I want to see if the pressure will go up. And oof, that was bad driving here. Okay. I don't want this. So 28.4. This is very interesting. This is very interesting because it means that I can go. So I had 28.1 with the used tires and low fuel, and 28.4 with the fresh tires and full fuel, which means that now the gap is just 0.3, and that means that I can do a much better compromise with the pressure, because before that on my first stint I went from 28.0 down to 27.3, 27.4, so I had 0.6, 0.7 of temperature distance. Now I have half of that, so my compromise can be much better. So I will go down by 3 to 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. No, maybe 3, and as well here 3. 1, 2, 3. Which means that with fresh tires I'll go up to 28.0, and then with used tires I will go down to 27.7, which is very good, very good. Yes, Hervé, I had rear sliding at that pressure, which means that now with the new compromise and pressures I will be even better. So that's pretty cool and important. Let me save this setup here. I will call it 18 degrees. 18 degrees, and I will call it directly 5R. And I think we have a very, very good compromise for the pressures, with good braking, with good temperatures, with good everything. 28 is still very good. 28 is still very good, as well as 27.5 is still very good. The target, I would say something around, I mean, again, it depends on your car balance and your track, as always. So 0 to, you know, PSI can go up and down depending on where you are. But I would say target should be somewhere around 27.7, somewhere around there. I like this. That was a very nice find for tonight. If the pressures are too high for the new tires, do they start faster graining? No, graining happens when... Whoops, sorry. Graining happens where the tires are either very cold and you push them. So when they are cold, they slide and you get graining. Or if you are, you know, sliding them way too much and you scrubbing them, and that generates graining on the surface a lot more, by the way. So if you're turning into the turn and you rotating the steering wheel way too much, this is scrubbing, and the tires, the front tires especially, get a lot of graining from that. Bolton, thank you so much. Cece, how dare you? That's pretty cool, pretty cool. All right. So, a damage report after the race. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What you should do if you get a whatever tire, very hot tire. With setup, it's not like that you can, you know, improve the situation a lot. Obviously, open up your brake ducts, make the suspension less stiff, your dampers less stiff, so softer springs, softer dampers, and, you know, with all of that, you might gain from 5 to 10 degrees difference, but the big difference comes from the driving style. So, you know, try to be more gentle with the tire, with the driving style. That's what makes the very, very big difference, which is obviously not possible to do every time. Sure, of course, Dimitris. Yeah, Miguel, it's this is, you know, what we all try to do. It's you, with driving you gain seconds, with setup you gain tenths of a second. 53.6, I believe it's a qualifying lap. Well done. I haven't tried a single qualifying lap because I believe Manos will do the qualifying, but maybe I should try a couple of qualifying laps just to know where I am and if I need to practice, because heaven forbid Manos for whatever reason cannot do the qualifying lap, I will have to join in and try something decent. Hey Alfredo, hello man, really good pace. Let me see what you did. So 54, 55, 54, nice. 50 again, this was an error or into the pits again, I don't know. 54, 55, 3, 55, 6, 55, 5, 55, 7. Well, we're pretty close in. And then this is pits probably. Another one. Okay, then qualifying session. Alright, oh, cool. Looking good. Yeah, let me try a alloy fuel lap, just for fun. I would go higher. Yeah, I would go higher with the rear wing in qualifying. Get as much downforce as possible. Let's try. Oh, so Dimitris, let's consider stiff wheel rate, high bump stop gap and rates, and the opposite. Soft wheel rates and small gap soft rates. What do you consider softer? Well, in theory we can calculate that. The bump stop rate here is, you know, that number is actually Newton every 1 millimeter of suspension travel. So with that we can calculate how much stiff it is from the moment that the suspension touches the bump stop. I believe high wheel rate with big bump stop bump is softer, and by quite a margin. It's the bump stop that, you know, make the suspension very, very stiff as soon as you start compressing them. All right, let's do a couple of qualifying laps just to see. I didn't save a screenshot, but yeah, whatever. Just to see if we can, you know, do a 54 low at least. I haven't tried any of that. I hope I can do a 54. No, that's the big difference, Michele, from the older sims, Assetto Corsa 1 included. In the older sims, the bump stop spring rate, okay, so the stiffness of the bump stop was fixed. Okay, so it was fixed. The moment you hit the bump stop, the stiffness was instant and fixed. In Assetto Corsa Competizione, the bump stop is greatly progressive, which means that when you first hit the bump stop, it is very, very soft, and the more you compress the bump stop, the stiffer it gets, the more and more and more. So after a while, it gets really, really stiff, but from the moment that you hit them to the moment that they become very stiff, it's a very progressive exponential curve, so it's very different to that. Not good driving yet. Pressure's also not very good for now. Wow, that's a 54.3 already.
Well done, mate. Fastest
Not
lap.
yet good driving, so there's hope.
There's a slow car up ahead. Yellow flag, be careful there.
Ah, very bad. Oh, come on, Aris. Ah, thank you, Monty. Thank you so much. Take care, Satiris. Thanks for joining. I can do a 53 maybe? Ah, bad line. Very bad line. Ah, come on, Aris. Lost it all. Ah, pity.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Oh yeah, definitely. You need to change the pressure and the whole setup depending if the asphalt has more grip, more abrasive, less abrasive. Obviously, in reality, there is even more complex than what we have on the sim. Much more complex. Big part of it plays the refresh rate. In reality, refresh rate is infinite or whatever, the Planck, whatever. In the sim, you don't have as high refresh rates, which means the abrasiveness of the surface, which causes higher frequency flexes on the tire, is not there. It's not there. You can try to simulate it, but it's a little bit of a fake thing to simulate different refresh of flexing and compression and rebound on the tire carcass because of different abrasiveness. So that's why we don't know exactly what is happening, and it's not as how to say, it's not as simulated as in reality, and not as complex as in reality. So, damn, I forgot to go into the setup and check my pressures. Oh, there they are. Okay, 27. Here I lost pressure, probably going over the curbs and so on. Well, no, it's you do have to consider it, but it's just not as complex as it is in real life, where sometimes out of the blue the tires do not work anymore, and teams struggle to understand why, while on the sim, even though the more good the sims become, the more things you have to understand and to try to make them work. Things now are more complex than, you know, in the GPL era, for example, where you knew that, okay, that's it, the number, and that's it. Yeah, I would like to go. I would like to raise the frequency a little bit and do also many other things. Owen, please go to the Formula 1 Action Discord server. Tell them you are the Turn 1 team. Tell them that I send you. See if they can find a place for you. I will talk with them tomorrow morning as well. So leave all your details there, and I will talk to the guys tomorrow. I think if we are in 40 cars, we can also do 41 possibly. I'm not so sure about that. I cannot promise you. But please go to the Formula 1 Action Driver. You will find the Discord server link in the description of the video. So go there, tell them I'm sending you, and we'll see what we can do. Absolutely, because yes, of course, we want to have a team from Turn 1. Monty, how you can break, how you can get the best out of the brakes? Well, So what do you do when you are braking, right? So let's have a look at the replay. So let's have a look at the replay, and just get any lap will do. Okay, and let's go in there from the outside like this. Follow the car. Sorry, I will make you vomit a little bit probably. So here's what's going on. Alright, so this is my car. Okay, I believe you can see my cursor right now. Yes. So this is my car. I have to start braking somewhere around here where this kink. Okay, and I keep braking 100% as hard as I can for the whole straight here before I turn in, right? So probably you are braking somewhere where I am now. Brake 100%, arriving at the kink, at the turning point where this car is here by coincidence, but it's great for us. And then you start to turn in. Now, this is where everything happens, at the turn-in phase of any turn. This is where the magic happens. There are people that cannot do it, there are people that do it better, and there are people that they do it wonderfully. You get better with practice, you get better with method by understanding the physics behind it and what is happening. But obviously, there's always some talent factor where the last 1% is talent. Okay, so what you do, as I said, you start braking here, brake, you arrive here, you start to turn into the turn, and you're still braking hard. Now, I have some videos explaining how tires generate grip. And tires cannot generate grip in all directions at the same amount. So when you are asking to brake hard and ABS is activating and everything, you are asking from your tires to generate 100% of their grip longitudinally. Okay, going straight, longitudinal, you braking 100%, and you are generating all the grip that the tires can give you longitudinally. If you start turning and you're still braking as hard as before, the tires try to generate grip both longitudinally because they are braking and laterally because you want to turn in. And unfortunately for us, or maybe fortunately because that's the nice thing about driving a car to the limit, okay, the tires cannot give you 100% of their grip longitudinally and laterally at the same time. They cannot do that. So you either can have 100% longitudinally or 100% laterally. Everything else is a compromise. Okay. Now it's true that this kind of combined grip, as we say, it's not always 100%. So when you are turning and braking, it's not like you have 80 and 20, but you can have things like 80 and 25 or 30, 110. It can happen, but it is really very close to whatever you give in one direction, you have to lose in the other direction. It's almost 1-to-1, all right? So what that means, this is where the magic happens. When you start to turning in, you have to, there is no other way. You have to raise your foot from the brake pedal, okay? And you have to, as more as you pretend lateral grip from the front tire, from the tires, okay, from whatever tires, you have to ask less and less longitudinal grip from them. And vice versa, when you are trying to, oh, come on, man, I was explaining stuff. Damn. Oh, shit, let's go out. Let's go out from here. I must have the replay here. Sorry about that. The server changed session, naturally. I should have it here, yeah. So play. Almost there. Right, so let's go back here again. And stop. Alright. Maybe we can also find the exact situation we had before. I don't remember the actual lap. Where was that? So let's see if I can find the other car. Somewhere around here, or maybe here. Maybe here, no. That's it? No, it wasn't that. I don't know where it goes. Maybe this one. Alright, so let's go here. Okay. It goes here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So this is my car, as we said. So again, you arrive at this point here and you need to turn in. You cannot ask from your tires the same amount of longitudinal maximum grip and generating also lateral grip. It won't happen. So usually what it happens with less experienced drivers is that you arrive at the turn, you keep on braking a lot, and the car starts to understeer. Because the car starts to understeer, you think that you are too fast to make the turn, and so you keep on braking. And you, by keeping braking hard, all right, you ask more longitudinal grip from your tires, and you get less and less and less lateral grip as you turn in, and you get more and more understeer. Which makes you think that, okay, I will never make this turn, I have to brake sooner to make the turn, okay? In reality, and you really need to actively do some practice on that, don't care about lap times, okay? Don't care about if you spin or not, just try new things. What you really need to do is arrive here, brake 100%, start turning in, and release the brakes. As you release the brakes, you will, because you are used to, you have the muscle memory to do always the same thing, you will experience again understeer because you're braking too much. The moment you experience understeer and your brain tells you, oh no, I'm going understeer, I'm going out again, so keep on braking. The moment your brain says that to you, release the brakes totally. Try this. It's not the correct way, but try to release completely the brakes and see if you can make the turn. The first time you might spun, the second time you might go way out in understeer, whatever, but keep on trying and practicing this thing. At some point it would click to you and you will see that, okay, I'm turning in, I'm feeling understeer, I'm releasing the brakes, and oh magic, the tires give me 100% of the lateral grip, and now I can go into the turn because I have a lot of lateral grip. And because you did that, you also have tons of mid-turn speed as well. Okay, so this is the trick. The trick is to try to brake late. Okay, brake. Arriving here, you will think that you are way too fast, but you will start to turn into the turn and release the brakes. This will give lots of mid-turn speed in here because you will free your tires from, generating longitudinal grip, and they will be free to generate all the lateral grip they can give you. And even 2 kilometers per hour more apex speed makes the delta going green like crazy, and makes you be better and better and better. Let's see if we can handle this here, for example. So let's go very slow over here. Let's see our braking, 100% braking. You see, towards the end of the braking I will also start to modulate. Let's see here. So look at this, look at my braking. So now I'm turning in, look at my steering wheel, and as I turn in, the braking goes down. Down, 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 more turn, less braking, more turn, less braking, completely releasing the brakes. Look where I am. You see? Lots of steering wheel now. I was a little bit wide here, so that's not a good line. But you still saw what I did. Even if I came a bit too wide there, I completely released the braking to help my tires give as much lateral grip as possible. Let's get a better lap, possibly. Let's see here again. So 100% braking, longitudinal grip, because we need to slow down the car. Watch the small dot here. This is my steering wheel. Okay, so now I'm starting to go in and releasing the brakes. You see? Oh no, I cannot do this because I'm choosing all the wrong laps. Let's go here. I have a good lap here, I believe. Right, so here it is. Brake release should be just before the apex, ideally. Yes. Now it depends on the turn, it depends on the car, it depends on many factors, on your setup, on your driving style, but ideally this is what you want to do. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Sisi, for the trail brake vid as well. Ducts 1 at the front of Suzuka. No, I don't think I ever used Ducts 1 at the front. So let's go here and see. Starting braking late, you see, 100%. Now I'm just braking, nothing else. When braking, I'm trying to keep my steering wheel, you see the white dot here, as straight as possible. And now watch again. Steering wheel goes towards the turn now, you see, and brakes are releasing. More steering wheel, less brakes, more steering wheel, less brakes. Completely release the brakes here and into the apex, and you can see that right after that, acceleration. The faster you can go into the transition, this is called the transition. So releasing the brakes into the accelerator, the faster you can go, the better your lap time is, the better your delta is. that's why we're saying that when you see Tortellini, for example, that is in the chat, known alien, and you see him giving you 2 seconds per lap, right? 1 second, 2 seconds per lap, right? Oh my God, where do I lose 2 seconds per lap? 2 seconds per lap is 1% in the full lap time. Okay, it's 1%, which means that in every turn he can release the brakes and go into the accelerator and gain 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers per hour faster than you on the apex. And that speed keeps on also into the exit and through the whole straight line and so on and so on. That's the difference. So everybody, is my belief, can arrive to 3 to 2 seconds gap from the aliens, because to arrive at that point you need method, knowing what you have to do with method, taking reference points properly, and practicing. That's all you need. Okay, and you can do it. Everybody can do it. That's my belief. The last 2 seconds, 1 second of lap time starts to be a lot of practicing and talent. And that's what I am saying, that the talent in the end gives you 1 to 2% extra lap time. That's it. 1-2%. It's 1 second into a 100 seconds lap. 100 seconds lap is 150. Here it is. It's 1%. 1%. That's why it is not that far away, but also so much difficult, because you need to do exactly what they're doing on every single braking point, apex, exit, everywhere. And you have to do that consistently, and you have to do that with extreme dedication and precision. You need to be very precise to give you an idea. All right, so let's see here. Okay, look at that. Let's go close here. So, oops, yeah, completely. All right, so let's go here. You can see now, you see where I am over here. Now I can do this, so just touching, maybe a little bit less touching the curb here, every, I don't know, 1 time every 5 laps. Usually I will go a bit too much or a bit too low. Now it depends on your car. Maybe with some car you have to attack a lot this curb, with some cars almost here, and so on. But the problem is that I can do this consistently 1 time every 5 laps, every 10 laps. Okay, and by doing this, I don't mean always put the car here, but also having the correct speed over here. Tortellini or every other alien can do this lap after lap every time with the correct speed. They are so precise, and that gives them the ability to take care of those little details, right? So look at that, for example. If we go here on this other lap, on the same exact turn, of course. So let's go over here. Look at this. Look where I am. And it was a pretty good lap. Let's go into another lap. Okay. Different. Another lap. Different. That's the problem. So I need more practice. They need less. You need more practice. But you need to understand where the difference is. You need to know the method. You need to stick to the method, and you need to be very severe to yourself. So when you see yourself being here, or 5 centimeters, 10 centimeters wider than the apex, this is not good enough. I've seen many drivers saying, I'm doing whatever the aliens do and I'm 3 seconds slower. No, you're not doing exactly what they're doing. You are 10 centimeters wider than the apex. You are 10 centimeters closer to the apex than you should. You are 2 kilometers per hour slower, or 1 kilometer per hour slower, or you are 2 kilometers per hour faster where you shouldn't be. And this is not good enough. It's not good enough. That's why they are better than us. Yeah, that's cool, Tortellini. So I hope that answers your question. You can have different camber angles. It will unbalance a little bit the car, not so much. I would like to have better camber effect and toe effect on our tire model. We'll see in the future, maybe. Why do in ACC the car jumps less than in other sims? When I say jumps, I say when you clip the curbs, you do 2 wheels, for example. There are 2 things to consider. The first thing is that, unfortunately, and that's bad on ourselves because it's stupid, and the camera target. All right, so the camera target, you see here, the camera target is free. On the outside cameras, the camera target is always placed and putting focusing on the center, the pivot of the 3D model of the car. What that means? It means that when the car jumps around, and it jumps around quite a lot, and you can see that in the Motec telemetry of the suspension, where you can see the suspension moving around, unfortunately you do not experience it visibly enough, because the camera follows the car, and so you cannot see the car moving around differently than the camera. You see the car moving smoothly with the camera. But if you focus behind it, so for example, if I move here, if you can focus on the rest and not on the car, but if you can focus on the asphalt, you can see the asphalt and the horizon moving around, because actually the car bounces quite a bit. So that is the first problem. The second problem is that we have a camber calculation on the car that when it goes into high positive numbers, it loses a little bit too much grip, which means that when the car goes up into 2 wheels, the outside wheels go into high positive camber, of course, because you are in 2 wheels like this, and that makes them slide, so instantly they slide and the car goes down. Now this is something that we get back from Assetto Corsa 1, because if we couldn't do this, the AI had issues with flipping over, and that might sound to you fun and why not do it, but to the general public this is thought after as a bug of the game, and it's not good. So we had this kind of camber calculation. I was never happy with this. I think we can improve on that, hopefully in the future, maybe. Luckily enough, it doesn't really affect the cars a lot, except in very extreme situations, like when you're going over a high curb a lot. But again, with those cars, it's not like that. It's just the bounce might feel a little bit different, but it doesn't really affect them much. So even if you make it correctly, and the tires still give enough lateral grip at, say, 20 degrees roll, like that, it will never, those kind of cars will never arrive at that kind of. The SUVs or whatever other old cars with higher centers of gravity, they would go into 2 wheels much easier, but with those cars, not much. Maybe the GT4s a little bit more. Yeah, that's mainly the reason. Dimitris. Yeah, strangely normal. You see, I'm trying to be honest about it. I mean, all sims have issues. Okay, we have this kind of camber problems, for example, in positive cambers. We have things that we can probably improve. For example, if you stop your car, the tire heat goes down a little bit too fast. for example. Our refresh rate could be higher and so on. We have other things that are great and industry first, and we are better than other sims. Other sims have issues. I don't know, there are sims that the pressure doesn't do anything, or you have maximum grip at cold tires, or you go into the grass and the tires instantly cool down. Every sim has its own issues. Some of them are because it's the least possible compromise to do for having better situations and performance in other more important things. Some of them are difficult to solve, because if you try to solve them you get many other problems. Some of them is limit of our knowledge, all of us as sim developers, not just Kunos but all the others as well. And each one of us, each one of the sim developers tries to push harder to get better, to improve their own physics engine. You can see it everywhere. Okay, so it's not a big deal, I think, to talk about some things. Some of the things I might not talk about openly, because everybody has its own secrets to how we do some stuff and how we improve it. But in the end, I believe that if you explain to people how your physics engine works, at least in a simplistic way, I think people appreciate the effort and also learn some extra things, because as I said, sims are getting more and more and more complex, and people might try an older sim, the same car, and a new sim, the same car, and say, well, handling is similar. Yes, of course, everybody tries to simulate the reality, so of course handling is similar. But how you arrive at a similar handling in the newer sims is much more complex and much more close to the fine details of reality than when it was 5, 10, 15 years ago. And that means that as we go forward to more and more complex sims, the difference of the extra simulated stuff will be less and less possible for people to understand unless we explain them what is happening. Okay, because it's normal. I mean, we cannot pretend that everybody is an engineer and has also not only an engineer degree but also decades of experience to understand what is happening underneath and try the car and have also the sensibility to say, oh yeah, I do feel the aeroflow lagging and pumping when I'm driving a sottocorsa competizione. No, you won't, probably. Only if I explain to you and tell you how it works, then maybe driving it you might arrive at a situation and say, oh, wait a minute, Aris said that this might happen and I think I felt it, so that's the way. That's why I do it, and I like this stuff. I think it's fun and entertaining and exciting at moments. Yes, I'm a big nerd, so yeah, I like to talk about it. Let's have a look at that. While we talk, we can still have a look at the amazing graphics of our 3D graphic developers and artists. What experience do I have with real life team engineer? Well, more and more and more. Especially with Competizione, we've been following real teams very, very closely. Some of those teams were extremely good with us, shared a lot of information, a lot of telemetry, a lot of feedback, some drivers as well, lots of feedback, and sometimes even with drivers that simply diss you and talk bad about you for whatever reason, you still can learn something from them. You have to be patient. You will get, I get angry, I get frustrated, but when you stop for a moment and say, okay, let me understand why he thinks that, and why this is his opinion. I might disagree, but I pretty much always find a little bit something to improve my model, even if what the feedback I get might not be what I agree and what I expect to have as a feedback. So you always get something extra. Adrian Martinez says speed loss when the tank is low on fuel. No, that never happened. You have this. If this happens to you, then it's probably that the low fuel tank alters the handling of the car in a way that you don't like it anymore, and so sorry, you get slower. Sorry. A Formula One experience from us. I can tell you it's practically impossible to get proper data for modern or actual Formula One cars. I mean, nobody will want to talk with us and give us feedback. It just won't happen. We might get some data, but other than that, it will be just wild speculation and hypothesis of how these cars work. So I believe that with GT3 cars and GT4 cars we hit a great balance point. The cars are exciting to drive up to a point, and we get tons of information, and these also help us to improve our knowledge and our physics engine every time. I can tell you, I mean, the sim racers that follow us for a long time, they should know that we never stop. But for the ones that they're maybe younger in following our products, we never stop improving things. Even if you think that okay, they are not updating anymore as soon as before or as often as before, I can tell you, if that is happening, is because we have tons of things that we want to improve, and we cannot just pull out a single update. So no fear. Right, let's ban this guy. Yeah, thank you, Cici. Just ban its spam. Oh, I am famous. I have a spam bots in my channel. Yay! Fantastic. Thanks, Cici. Cici dead. Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's say again what is going to happen Sunday at around 6 o'clock Central European Time, 6:30 Central European Time in the afternoon. I will start the live stream of our charity event for the Greek volunteer firefighters. We are doing this charity event together with Formula One Action, the biggest Greek championship, sim racing championship. They will be broadcasting live with commentary from Dimitris Bizas and other people in Greek, English, and maybe other languages. I'm not so sure about that. Big names. Zardier will be broadcasting as well, live streaming. Dalkin will be here. Other, I'm not sure if Tortellini is participating. Not sure about that. He will tell us. Other aliens are participating. Alex Fontana, the real GT3 driver, will be participating with his teams, esport teams, AIDA, as well. Obviously, I will be live streaming and participating with TF Racing, with Manos Gerardis, very fast. The Turtle says his teammate stream was hacked. Let me show you. If you go into the description of my video, you will find all the information on how to join the Formula 1 Action Discord channel. Here you will find the rules. I think the entry form is probably done, but I don't know, try your luck maybe. Let's see if it's still here. It seems to be here still available, so if you want to participate, try your luck, go in. The event rules: 4 hours endurance race, 2 drivers per team, max total driving 2 hours and 10 minutes, 130, but you do need tire chains, 3 tire chains, so practically you need to stop every 65 minutes. Unlimited tire sets. This is the time, so we have driver briefings at 6:45, 7:45 Greek time, 6:45 Central European time. The qualifying starts at 7 and 10 minutes Central European time, 8-10 minutes Greek time, and then the race starts at 7:30 in the afternoon Central European time as well. So it seems that the weather will be, as you can see it on the server, so ambient time 20 degrees, cloud 30%. Hopefully we won't have any rain. Looking good. So Sunday 12th September in the afternoon and through the night, 4 hours race, charity event for the firefighters, volunteer firefighters at Greece, which was hit by very big wildfires this summer, and the volunteer firefighters are doing a tremendous job to help with the fires, help people suffering by the wildfires, help the ecosystem and help the animals. They are doing everything they can, so it's really very important. Raise awareness, contribute if you can. We greatly appreciate any kind of help. Tell your friends, bring more people in, and hopefully we can entertain you and have a great race. So hopefully we will be hopefully I will be doing another stream before the race for practicing tomorrow or on Sunday. If not, we will meet again directly on Sunday afternoon for the last practice session, qualifying session, and the race. Make sure to join. We will have interviews, we will have broadcasting. I will be joining the broadcasting as well, so lots of things to do, and hopefully we will have lots of fun. Thank you so much for joining tonight, and see you next time. Goodbye everybody.